What is up guys, welcome back to another episode of ReaperCast. Today we're going to be talking about a few new interesting things that have been confirmed, and this just makes me really excited. So right off the bat here we have the complete card list for the Cyber style structure deck. This is absolutely amazing, of course, because well, yes, it's firstly coming out in the OCG and then it will be adapted into the TCG, so a bit of the worry there is that some of these cards will actually be swapped out. However, with that being said, I do believe that the majority of these cards will definitely be coming into the TCG. I think if they were to swap out a few cards, then it would be maybe 3 cards at most, even then maybe even less. So with that being said, let's quickly skim through this entire card list and see whether or not this is something that might be well worth it. Of course, last time we did talk about 2 particular cards that were actually coming out, at least in the OCG side of things, which does actually make it all quite the more exquisite product to actually grab. However, with that being said, let's get started. So we have over here Attachment Cyburn, we have Cyber Dark Chimera, Cyber Dragon, Zwei, Dry, Veer, we have Nashtar, Core, Hers. So definitely really amazing reprints here because these are all of the more newer Cyber Dragons that came out and they're not as easy to find, so it definitely gives a more budget variance to it. But we also have here the Cyber Pharos, Cyber Valley, Cyber Phoenix, Horn, Edge and Keel, so they're all Cyber Darks. We also have the new Cyber Darks, Cyber Dark Cannon and Claw. We also have Ling Ling, we have Jizukuru, the Star Destroying Kaiju. We have here Gizmek, absolutely amazing reprint by the way. So that's one of the cards that's definitely going to be really good. We also have over here Gale Dogdra, we have Eternal Cyber, Cyber Dark World, which was the new card we talked about in the previous ReaperCast video. We also have here Cyber Repair Plan, Cyber Emergency, Cyberload Fusion, Cyber Dark Impact, Cyber Dark Inferno. So all of these really amazing cards because they are a lot difficult to actually get at the current time. So Cyber Dark Inferno and Impact both are really difficult because they come in really specific sets. So unless you actually bought into those sets or actually bought singles, you're really not going to have those particular cards. There's also Cyber Repair Plans, which comes in either the previous structure deck or a reprint in very specific sets that not everyone's guaranteed to actually buy. We also have here Cyber Emergency, which is definitely one of those cards that have also risen in price as well. But of course, knowing that the reprint is out is definitely quite nice because it's going to lower it. But with that being said, let's move on. We have here Future Fusion, Fusion Deployment, Fusion Tag, Machine Duplication, Limiter Removal, Lightning Storm. Lightning Storm would be the second card of interest here. So first we have Gizmek Orochi, which is already highly sought after, but seeing that we're also getting over here a Lightning Storm, absolutely fantastic because Lightning Storm is right now well over $100. In fact, a playset here in Australia of Lightning Storm will cost you at least $450. It's extremely expensive and it's a highly sought after card, so with that being said, seeing that it's actually being reprinted here is quite amazing. Of course, there is that worry that it won't actually come to the TCG, so it does raise a certain concern as to whether or not this structure deck will be worth it or not, but for the time being, it's definitely worth it in the OCG. Next, of course, we have Cyber Dark Invasion, Cyber Dark Revolution, also great reprints as well, fantastic cards. Then of course we have here Infinite Impermanence, so this here would be the third card that would be highly sought after in this particular structure deck. A really amazing card. Infinite Impermanence is obviously something that some people might even consider staples in the deck as well, so a lot of people would be actually playing this, and to see that it's actually being reprinted in a structure deck, I'm definitely very happy to see that. But of course, we also have cards like Powerwall, a fantastic reprint that was a bit more on the old side of things. I think it's more so a card that would be fun to play, but even so, I'm very happy to see that. We have Call of the Haunted, Paleozoic Canadia, we have a Cyber End Dragon reprint, Chimera Takeover Dragon reprint, and even Cyber Darkness Dragon reprint too. We're also getting here Cyber Dark End Dragon, another reprint. We have Cyber Dark Dragon itself. We have here Cybernetic Horizon, Power Bond, and finally Overload Fusion. absolutely amazing cards that actually really work out here. They're great Cyber Dragon cards because a lot of these you would actually be using, so it is quite fantastic to see every single card here. Of course, if you guys ever feel like upgrading the deck one by one, then you actually can, because a lot of these cards are reprints of really expensive ultra rare cards. So I am definitely very excited to see what any of you guys could actually do, to max the rarity of this deck. It would be very fun. I do notice that we're not getting a Cyber Eternity Dragon, I believe, so that's quite an unfortunate lack of reprint there. But with that being said, I believe this should actually give us the essential core of the actual deck itself, so I'm quite pleased. However, with that being said, I also wanted to quickly talk about some new cards that have actually been revealed for one of the next sets that's actually coming out here, known as Burst of Destiny. So we're already going to be getting some Borreloads here, and they're going to be rituals, which is definitely fantastic. First time for everything, so really fun. Of course, we have here this fantastic pack cover, which I really love, by the way. But we have 3 new cards being revealed today, so let's begin. The first card we have here is Borreload Riot Dragon, a level 8 Dark Dragon ritual effect monster, 3000 attack, 2500 defense. You can ritual summon this card with Heavy Trigger. The first and second effects can only be used once per turn each. First effect, when your opponent would special summon a monster. Quick effect, you can negate the summon, and if you do, destroy the monster, then destroy this card or one rocket monster you control. Really amazing, of course, because your rockets can definitely trigger off, but at the same time, negating a summon, that's pretty amazing. Second effect, if this card is in your graveyard, you can target one borrow or rocket monster in your graveyard, destroy one card you control or in your hand, and if you do, add that target to your hand. That's not too bad, but then again, the first effect is already really amazing for what it is, and being that this is a level 8 ritual monster, it's also quite easy to summon out. However, moving on here, we have Dual Wild Dragon, a level 8 Dark Dragon effect monster. Not necessarily a rocket, I guess, but it does support the rocket deck. So we have over here 2500 attack and 1500 defense, and the first and second effects can only be used once per turn each. First effect, you contribute this card, then target 2 rocket monsters with different names in your graveyard, special summon them in defense position. I actually quite like that for the fact that you could bring out 2 additional monsters, or rather 2 monsters, for the sacrifice of 1, which is definitely very consistent and definitely very nice. Second effect, you could banish this card from your graveyard, add 1 rapid trigger or 1 heavy trigger from your deck or graveyard to your hand. Really good, of course, because with that being said here, this particular card, all you really have to do is simply just use this as a ritual summon and get it to the graveyard, and then once it's actually in the graveyard, you can just use its effect to search for either rapid trigger, which would be the fusion spell, and then you could also add another heavy trigger as well as an option if you want for another ritual summon. So it's definitely very fantastic, helps you actually benefit off both particular summoning methods, and I definitely really like that with rockets, because going in that particular direction, it's quite pleasing. And the final card here is Heavy Trigger itself, which is the ritual spell card. So this card's used to summon Borreload Riot Dragon, tribute monsters and or destroy rocket monsters from your hand and or field whose total level is equal 8 or more. And after that, ritual summon 1 Borreload Riot Dragon from your hand, and if you do, that summoned monster cannot be destroyed by battle with and is unaffected by monsters' effects activated by monsters special summoned from the extra deck. Definitely really amazing, gives a lot of I guess protection power, if you want to say, and it definitely is something that is quite fitting for a rocket deck, putting or giving the effects for your Borreload Dragons to have this, I guess, lack of vulnerability is quite fantastic, because a lot of the other Borreload boss monsters have this particular thing where they are either unable to be targeted or unable to be destroyed. So they have their very small gimmick protections, and seeing that for the ritual you get it off the ritual spell itself, is fantastic because you're not making the actual monster overly broken by giving that specific effect, but instead you're giving it as a third-party effect, just coming off the ritual spell. But knowing that you just need the ritual spell to summon out the ritual monster, you can already see how things are actually piling up there. It's definitely quite exquisite. However, with that being said, this was what we were really talking about today. I hope you guys are all actually very excited about this. I know I am. I don't know about this particular set just yet because these are the 3 cards being revealed. However, knowing that these are the 3 Borreload supports, I am definitely going to be buying singles for these particular cards, that's for sure, because I play Rockets. However, if the remainder of the cards in this particular set happen to be, I guess, kept up and it maintains this particular quality of monsters, then definitely I would be interested in the set, and hopefully it's not as disappointing as something like Blazing Vortex. But with that being said, definitely let me know your thoughts on all of these. Tell me all about the reprints coming out in the Cyber style structure deck. But with that being said, if you enjoyed this video, drop a like, share, hit the bell notification. It really does help. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. I'll see you all next time.